Hi, and welcome to accounting. Today we're going to talk about inventory valuation, thinking about the lower of cost or market value. In accounting, we want to make sure that we value inventory, the lower of one of the two, the cost, which represents how much we paid for it, and the market, representing how much we can sell it for. So, we can group items individually, by group, or by total inventory to apply the lower of cost or market rule. So I have set up here some items and some groups, and we're going to look at the three different ways to apply the lower of cost or market rule. So here I have group 1, and in group 1 I have items A and B. I have 150 items at $5 for item A, and our market is $5.50. The lower of these two is cost, so our valuation basis would be cost, and our amount would be 150 items times our cost of $5. I'm going to come on down and look at item B. We have paid $6 for item B, and the market is $6.50. So again, this would be cost. And I'll multiply over here my 200 units times cost of $6 since it's lower, and these would be valued here. These amounts are the dollar value, and since we're doing it individually, item A is cost and item B is cost. If I come down here to item C, which is in group 2, I look at item C. I paid $6 for item C, but the market is only $5.95. So in this instance, my valuation is going to be market. And I'm going to multiply 100 units times our market value of $5.95. I'm going to come down here. I have 300 units. They cost me $4. The market is $4.25. So again, I'm going to use the cost basis. And I'm going to say, okay, this item cost me $4 times 300, since I'm doing the cost basis. And then we would add these up. We would sum them up. My total inventory would be $3,745. And this is valued again on an individual item basis. We have two other choices. We can also value based on group or based on total inventory. So I'm going to say down here, I'm just going to mark this by item, and we'll do the next group so we can compare. So the first thing we have to do for the group is to figure out the cost and the market and compare the whole group. So we will say here that we will multiply the quantity times the cost, and we'll do that for both items. And then we'll do the same thing for market. We'll multiply the quantity times the market value, and we'll do that for both items. And of course, if you had more than 2 items in a group, you would do it for all the items. Then I'm going to find the total cost and the total market value for the group, and I'm going to compare them. So in this instance, we put a nice little box around this here for us so we can look at it. So in this instance, I am looking at 1,950 compared to 2,125. So which one is lower? Obviously it is cost. I'm going to highlight that with a yellow button. Then we're going to come down here, we're going to do the same thing for group 2 and see how we value group 2. So first I'm going to figure out the total cost for the group by multiplying quantity times cost. And again, I'll copy that formula down for each item. And then I'm going to figure out what my market value is. So 100 times 595. And I'm going to compare it to equaling 300 times 4 1/4. And then I'm going to add the two groups again. And then I'm going to compare compare these two numbers, the 1,800 and the 1,870. Which one is lower? Well, the 1,800. So in this instance, we're actually going to value both groups by cost because they both add up to be lower than cost. So here I'm going to add the 1,950 plus the 1,800, and I'm going to call this by group. You can see that we have a slightly different number here. Here we have 3,745, and now we have a 3,750. So now what we want to do is we want to compare the entire group valuation. So we'll add up all the cost and all the market, and we'll compare. So let me just put an item here that says cost and market, and I'm just going to copy these sums over. This one should actually be the same since both groups were, oh, not going to work. Let me just copy again and paste special. I'm going to copy these over, and they should actually be the same because we ended up using cost for both groups, so they'll be the same. So down here we would add the 1,950 plus the 1,800, and over here we'll add the markets. We'll add their totals, 2,125 plus 1,870, and then we'll compare. 3,750 is lower. Again, it's the same since both of these groups were cost. So we would value the inventory by 3,750. If things were a little bit different, let's just change this to 1,000 for 1 second. Oh, still not enough. What if I change this to 7,000? There, it might work now. Yeah, so you can see here then this 4,300 would actually be higher than the 4,295. So instead of it being there, we would actually, so instead of it being 4,300, 3,200, we would use the 42,925, and that would be my lower. So by group, we would add the 1,950 plus the 4,295. And if I want to just continue our thought process over here a little bit, we're going to come over here to where we see the cost and market, and we'll copy our new numbers over, pasting the values. And now you can see here we have a total cost of 4,501.50, and over here we have a total cost of 45,050. So this one here is actually slightly lower. We'll go ahead and put in the dollar sign so you can see where we're at here. There we go. You can see that 45,150 is ever so slightly higher than 45,050. So we actually would use this one to value. We would use that as a lower of cost or market. So I'd highlight that one. So you can see that we have a different for each item there when we do it that way. That's just to compare the cost or the market, and you want to do it for each one. And then you got to decide if you're going to do it by item, by group, or by total inventory. By item is the most conservative, and by total market value is the least conservative. I hope this aids in your learning of lower of cost or market, and that you have a great day.